Hi guys, and welcome to this van tour of this Citroen Relay L3H2. This van's called Jack, and it is one of our signature Milo conversions, which features a dinette seating area at the back of the van. Another really unique and cool feature about this conversion is it's our first gasless package. So it has no LPG tank, no LPG appliances on the system itself. We worked with Tom from Tiny Build Electrics to design a off-grid electric system that will support a dual induction hob and an air fryer. So yeah, stay tuned because this is an exciting one. So here's the electric step as you go into the doorway. It's a switch up top here. Nice little feature. Stepping into the van, this is a little light switch here which does the awning light, and then you've got yourself a nice little coat hook. The parcel shelf is trimmed with an oak trim, and then the ceiling slats again are in oak, so really like the look of this ceiling, and that matches all the other worktops. So you've got an oak worktop in your kitchen unit, got another small unit, and then your dining table again is an oak, and this extension worktop here. You can see if I pull that up, just makes the worktop a bigger unit. And then there's this side table here as well. If I just release this, you can see you've got an outdoor table. In the cab we fitted a reversing camera, and you've also got a thick blackout blind. Bit of storage behind the driver's seat. You can tuck your dining table behind there, and then you've got a couple of step storage lids. Again, accessing those as well. Passenger seat is on a swivel. So you can see the passenger swiveled round, and that's just done by this little orange lever here. Going into the shower cubicle, nice white Rico Metro tile shower. You've got a little touch light there. Above the shower you've got a skylight, allows for ventilation and some natural light. And then up high, this little cubby hole here used for storing toilet roll, shower gel, shampoos, towels, those sorts of things. You've also got a couple of storage solutions, and then coupled with a pole, you can hang your clothes in the shower cubicle, and it acts as a drying room. In the bottom corner down there you can see the round heat vent. Provides warm air into the shower cubicle when your heater's on, and that will dry this area out, and you can use the rail to hang up wet clothes and wet towels. Down low you've got a duck board made of bamboo, a bungee which holds the toilet in place. This is an Olgo composting toilet featuring an electric agitator. You can see it's vented out the side of the van, and there's a little 12-volt connection into the fan which dries out the solids. Build quality feels really nice. We've just added a couple of carry handles to the side, 1 and 2, so you can lift it out the van, and essentially you can view into the solids bin. There's the agitator, and then essentially when you press the button on the side you can see the agitator mixes for 2 minutes, and there's where the liquids go. You can access the liquids bottle out the front. There's a couple of clips on the side, one on that side, one on the other, and you can remove the bottle and the solids bin as well. Yeah, you can remove the solids bin out the top as well. Full mirror, a couple of hooks. It's really nice. That's the shower room. Behind the shower room you've got your 90-litre fridge. Features a little freezer compartment in the top. Nice 90-litre fridge. Above that you've got a nice big drawer. That's a massive drawer. Again, these are all on better drawer runners. So the drawer runners mount underneath. You can release these quite easily by clicking that button, and you can take the box off the runners. But these all provide a really nice soft close. Above the cutlery drawer, above the big drawer, sorry, we've got shelves, big wardrobe space here. This is a pantry. Pull-out shelves. Got a unit here, worktop space. More on that in a bit. And then you've got two big drawers. Underneath all that is the Truma Combi boiler. This is the D6 boiler. A little note here about draining this down in the winter, obviously to prevent freezing. But this is a diesel version, so it basically enables there to be no LPG. This is the drain down frost control. And by having a diesel boiler, you can tap into the vehicle fuel tank. And then obviously your cooking appliance is going to be run off the electric. So looking on the other side, you've got the induction hob here. This is a twin induction hob from Thetford. You can just power it on, draw up to about 2.5 kilowatts when in full mode. But yeah, really nice little product. And you can see we've added the ventilation requirements at the back of the worktop, and again at the front, just underneath the worktop, there's a little shelf for ventilation. Underneath that, you've got a Cuisinart air fryer. That's where it's stored. It's got this bungee here so that it doesn't rattle around, and then obviously to take it out, you just remove the bungee. Small cutlery drawer with nice oak dividers. You've got your bin cupboard, pots and pans. Underneath the pots and pans, you've got your water pump. Another drawer here. And finally, above the pots and pans drawer, you've got your sink unit. You can see there's a resin filter on the cold line feed there, and a nice undermounted sink insert to provide you with more space. And you've got a good flow there. You could even probably spin this around. Have an outside shower if you want. And then underneath the overhead, you've got your touch downlighters, 230 volt socket, and your light switch for your main light. In the overhead cupboards, you can see this one's got a little shelf, which looks really nice. And on the end of the overhead, you've got another little oak trimmed shelf, carbon monoxide alarm, a double USB socket here. And then all down the near side of the van, you've got overhead storage, all on gas struts. You can see just providing a good amount of storage. Next to the overheads on the offside, you've got your control center. So you've got your remote control for your max fan. So you can open your max fan. This extracts air or opens air. And next to that, you've got your trimmer control panel. So you can select your heating, thermostat, and your water temperature, whether it's 40 degrees, 60 degrees, or 70 degrees. You can also select your fuel source. So when you're in a campsite hookup, you can select electric, so that you're not using any of the diesel, electric 1 and electric 2. And next to the Truma Combi control panel, you've got your Victron touch display, and you can see on there we've got the Cerbo Gx, which is connected onto your battery smart shunt, showing your battery current capacity, and you can see your DC output, so how much DC power we're using, your solar charge controller, how much power we're getting in from the solar charger, AC output, I think that's the standby load for the induction, and then obviously you've got your multiplus here, your inverter, and if we're plugged in at a campsite, you'd have that AC input as well showing on the screen. Really nice piece of kit. You can see obviously the alarm there is for a full wastewater tank. Okay, so you can see at the moment your freshwater tank is at 17% and your wastewater tank is at 87%. We've just got these sensors connected into the Cerbo, so it gives a really accurate reading as a percentage for your water level gauge. You've got this other option here, which is just a different screen, presented in a different way. But yeah, your main screen there, and then obviously you can go through all your settings. You can look at all of your external temperatures. So we've got a Ruvi temperature sensor on the underside of the van. So that's saying 18 degrees C, and I think that 60% is your relative humidity. So you can look at the temperature outside, and if you need to, you can switch on your water tank heat element, which is this little switch here, and that will prevent the water from freezing. So yeah, really impressed with the Victron stuff. You can see all the different things that are plugged into the Cerbo, including your battery temperature sensor, which will affect the charge profiles from your different charges. Yeah, really happy with that, and it's on display. So obviously when you're cooking, using the induction, using the air fryer, you can monitor the AC loads so that it remains sort of under 3000 watts, so you don't get an overload. So here I've positioned the air fryer on the side of the worktop. You can see if I switch this on and turn on the air fryer. So this is on a single element. So I think there's 2 elements inside, and you can see this is drawing a load of 826 watts. And then if I just change the setting to a double element of the fan, so this is the max power now. You can see 1600 watts on the output, and you can see the direction of energy coming in from the solar, out of the battery and going up into the inverter and into the AC loads. So looking in the dining area, you've got this lovely U-shaped seating area to the back, with lovely large vent windows, and these are magnetic window covers. So these concertina together, and they unfold, and you can insert them into the windows to provide a blackout blind essentially. We've got 2 reading lights that are touch sensitive, so you can see, you can just touch them on and off at the head of the bed, and the table itself is what folds onto this structure down here and forms your bed. So the U-shape, essentially the backrests come into the middle of on top of the table to form the mattress, and then you've obviously got your 2 pillows, and your duvet set is kept inside this box seat here. Just show you. See your duvet set in there. So here you can see I've put the seat into bed mode across the back of the van. This measures 1.80 m by 1.35 m. So it's got a standard double duvet set, and the back cushions obviously just form the centre part, and that all sits on the table mount, which is on those ledges you can see there. So the back of the van, you've got obviously your back doors with your windows, and then your 2 door fronts here, so you can access the electrical cupboard with the vents in the front to allow for ventilation. So you can see on the right hand side you've got your lithium battery from Roma. This is their biggest 460 amp hour capacity, and then behind there you can see the distribution from the Lynx power in. That has your main fuses, your mega fuses for all your chargers and the inverter. Next to that you've got your kill switch up here to isolate all your circuits, and then below that you've got your smart shunt, which helps to measure the capacity of the battery. This measures the current going into and out of the battery itself. On the battery we've got a smart battery sense, which connects onto the terminals of the battery, measures the temperature of the battery terminals, and this connects via a Bluetooth smart network to your Victron Smart Solar MPPT, which I'll show you in a minute. You've got your 2 Orion chargers with the ventilation above. They provide 60 amps of charge to the lithium battery when your vehicle is driving, and that is from the alternator of the vehicle. In front of the Orion you've got your Multi Plus, which is your inverter charger. This is a 3000 VA inverter charger, and it provides 120 amps worth of current when you are charging at an electric hookup, and it features an automatic changeover switch. So all the circuits inside the van when you plug your van in, will automatically be transferred to be supplied by the incoming AC. If you've got a load that's larger than the incoming AC can supply, the inverter charger has a feature called Power Assist, which will then take extra power from your battery through the inverter, and it will boost that AC output, so you could be running higher draw appliances. You've got MiFi router from Motorhome Wi-Fi, which has a 5G antenna on the roof. The Cerbo Gx down here is a really smart hub. Essentially, this converts the electrics into a smart system. It has got access to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and you can connect all of your chargers to the portal, which is on the Victron VRM portal on your laptop, and you can monitor your system remotely either on your phone via an app or via the website, the VRM portal. As an installer and a designer, I'm able to also look at the system remotely, which can help with diagnosing any issues should they arise further down the line. On the underneath, you can see we've got some tank sensor inputs. These are the fresh and wastewater tanks. Again, this gives a percentage accurate to the nearest sort of 1 or 2%, which is a really good feature. And then you've also got a couple of relays here, which are essentially switches. So we're able to remotely switch on and off 2 circuits, relay 1 and relay 2, via the app on the VRM portal, or remotely we can turn those 2 circuits on and off. Next to the Cerbo, we've got the solar isolator and the MPPT. This is the 150 MPPT because we've got an extra large solar panel on the roof at 540 watts. The solar isolator is a double pole isolator. It disconnects both the positive and negative cables running from the solar panel, and it's just a simple case of twisting the dial on the front to the off position, and that disconnects the panels from the charger itself. To reconnect, you just flick that back into the on position. We've also got a small relay here, which is the tank element relay, and that enables us to have the rocker switch located above the overhead. There'll be no voltage drop essentially because the cable run for the actual heat element is kept very short, and the cable run for the switch is pretty long, but that is only going to be powering the electromagnet inside this relay, so it's not an issue. We've got a smoke alarm up there. We've got both 12 volt fuse boards with the appropriate sized fuses, and a battery protect beneath that acts as the potential isolator for those 12 volt loads. And then we've got our dual RCD, AC in and AC out consumer units, and you can see they've got the 3 circuit breakers there for the near side induction socket, the near side radial socket, and the off side radial circuit. This is part of the AC out, and the AC in is from the shore power to the multiplus, and this AC in is required just to protect the multiplus from any poor supplies that we may be hooking up into. It will be protecting the inverter itself. That concludes this van tour and a run through of the gasless package with the full Victron smart upgrades and the Cerbo Gx, allowing you to remote monitor from the VRM portal. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and we'll share more content in the future.